This is TV3 KARD Television, Wichita, Kansas.
The following program is brought to you in living color on NBC.
Sarge and I would like to welcome you to another installment of Conversational Shaving. Isn't that right, Sarge? Well, hello there. I don't know why, I'm a little bit nervous about making this video, and there shouldn't be anything that much different in the video except maybe for one thing, and I'll get to that in a second. But I've already prepped my face with the Taylor of Old Bond Street Chamomile Shave Oil, and my razor. This is what I might be a little nervous about for a couple of different reasons. One, this is supposed to be anyway, a Muhle R41. That's what it said it was in the ad on eBay anyway. One time, several years ago, I got they had a razor listed as a Parker variant, and I got it, and it wasn't a Parker variant. It wasn't even adjustable like the Parker variant. But the vendor was very nice and let me return it and gave me my money back, and even sent me a label so that I could, like a UPS label, so I could return it for free. But anyway, this is supposed to be an R41, Muhle R41, and these are supposed to be very aggressive. I've heard many wet shavers talk about these. Paul H. in his videos, I don't know if I've seen him shave with one, probably have. I know he's talked about them, and Ken Surf's shaved with one, and in at least one instance, he only needed to do 2 passes because this is supposed to be a very aggressive razor. In there, on its first use, will be one of these new old stock Gillette Thin blades, which I usually have good luck with, but we'll see. My cream today is this lighter cream, classic shaving cream, and I have a story about that too. I'll get to that in a minute. And my brush is, which I've already pretty much lathered up, is this, it's a RazoRock 400 brush. Can you see that there on the handle? So, and I lathered in this, the Stirling collapsible shaving bowl. So maybe I get just a bit more lather on there and try to get a lather going on my face. And I hope you're all doing well out there. I think I'm just gonna, I don't know if I should just paint it on or what. I got a good lather here. I hope it translates to the face. And I let that oil soak in, so that shouldn't hinder the lather. While I was, oops, hang on. I had some up my nose there. While I was preparing the rest of the things for the shave, I gave that oil plenty of time to soak in. If you don't, that can hinder your lather on creams and soaps. Maybe even on foams if you use those. There's some fancy shaving foams that come from other countries. Anyway, all right, I'll set these things aside. I gotta get going here. I'll wet the razor, and I'll get started pass number 1 with the grain. Here we go. I've got 3 days worth of growth, so right now on the first pass I may or may not be able to really feel how aggressive this razor is. I don't know if, well, these are not the sharpest blades, but they're not dull either, these old Gillette Thin blades. I've kind of used them for safety's sake because they're smooth enough and not so sharp that they'll cut me easily. If this is truly a Muhle R41, and I guess I should have looked it up online to see, I think it is, it should be pretty aggressive, and you wouldn't want to put a feather blade or something like that in here. A really sharp blade, you wouldn't want that. Like I said, I've got 3 days worth of growth here, so I might not know until the second or third pass just how aggressive this razor is. Anyway, I'm going to rinse the razor now. Incidentally, on this lighter cream, there's a very light kind of a, excuse me, sorry, it smells like a kind of a proprietary scent for a cream, a shaving cream. Almost, and you may have to kind of really, this may be a stretch, excuse me, but almost, I'm sorry, I'm dying here. Start over. Almost a teeny bit almost medicinal, this cream, but not in a bad way, if that makes any sense. The scent, I mean. And only a scent strength of no more than 3 out of 10. Sorry, I was smoking outside, such a nice day. I know I was out there chain smoking and looking at my garden. So that's probably why I was gagging just now, coughing my fool head off. Because when I'm enjoying myself, and yes, I do smoke cigarettes, I mean, I will, if I'm enjoying myself or if I'm in a good conversation, I will smoke twice as much. When I used to be able to drink alcohol and when bars still allowed you to smoke inside of them here, oh man, I'd go through 2 or 3 packs some nights. Because, you know, good conversation, good friends. I think I almost got myself there. I'm glad I didn't shave yesterday and make this video ahead of time. 3 days worth of growth. Although in this razor, this blade feels almost tuggy, and I don't usually get that on the first use from one of these in another razor. Rinse time again. If I find out, I should have done my homework before I started the video. But I got a bunch of new stuff in the mail, shaving related stuff, and I was just so anxious to get started with some of it. The lighter cream I already had, but I'm kind of giving something away here. I'm jumping ahead of myself, but I'm going to be using the aftershave later on here, and I didn't have the aftershave. I got that from Grujowski.com. I'll put a link to that in the description. And he sent me an extra lighter cream, so now I've got 2 of those. He sent me another really nice aftershave and some other stuff because he likes me and because I try to support him. And I'm gonna butcher. I shouldn't say the guy's name because I'll butcher it. To me, I'm a stupid American. It's a foreign sounding name because he is from Slovakia originally. But I believe he lives in New Jersey now. Probably not far from New York City. And he's a mason by trade, so he's not afraid to work. He's also a really good table tennis player, a champion at that. And so, now on my neck here, by the way, this really does, even with this blade, which may be of questionable use in this razor, not because it's too sharp, but because it's almost tuggy. But it seems to be really mowing down that stuff on my neck. I'll be right back for a second pass across the grain. And I know in another video I did try to pronounce the proprietor of Grujowski, if I'm pronouncing that right even. I tried to pronounce his name and it comes out looking to me like it's pronounced Melanie, and Melanie in the United States is a woman's name, but it's spelled differently. Melanie in Slovakia, spelled differently, is a man's name, or it can also be a man's name. And his last name looks to me like it should be pronounced de gangsta, like he's a gangsta. He is as he likes to say, he tells other guys, that he's friends with, he's like, you are a big dude. Well, he's a big dude. I saw a short video of him at his gym pushing one of those things across the gym that's the size of like a giant truck tire or something, only bigger. The size of a tire on some piece of special equipment. And he was kind of pushing that across the length of the gym like it was made out of, you know, nothing. And so, yeah, I wouldn't want to tick him off and meet him in a dark alley or anything like that. For that matter, although I used to like to fool around with table tennis, I wouldn't want to play him a game in table tennis because he's also very good at that. Excuse me. I will say this guy's been very good to me. Well, this is still working out pretty good. Is this really an R41? Because it seems like I should be butchering myself right now. I'm going to do some research and make darn sure that that's what this is. I've never had a Muhle razor of any kind before. It does say Muhle around the bottom there, but you wouldn't be able to see it too well on camera. I bought it used and it's in like new condition. And I think the guy cleaned it up and sanitized it pretty good, but I put it in some Barbasol, although the Barbasol had been in this jar for a long time. And so I also took a cotton ball and rubbed it with some rubbing alcohol when I took it out of the Barbasol. I'm not worried about catching anything here. I would just at least like to pretend to know what I'm talking about, or more than pretend, I'd like to really know. Because this is working very nicely. Second pass, excuse me. Of course, like I said, I don't have a terribly sharp blade in this razor right now. And I did come to the shave with 3 days worth of growth. Also in other news, my tulips and my flower beds are blooming. And something I guess I should have mentioned at the beginning, Sarge, my cat, he's had a challenging time lately because I am cat sitting for a former neighbor of mine who is moving back to town, and I think right now she's staying in a hotel or motel. But I'm watching her cat for her, which is a female. You might have seen the cat on my videos a long time ago, because I remember it. I babysat or cat sat for it when it was like a little bitty thing, and then when it got a little bit bigger. But it's just an ordinary size cat. Minnie is the name, and her and Sarge are just now getting to the point where they can be in the same room and not howl and hiss at each other. But if they get within, I don't know, 2 or 3 feet of one another, then they start making noises that scare me a little bit. It's like I think, you know, I'm going to have to separate them or they're going to hurt each other. But so far, I don't believe they've actually taken a swipe at one another. And I had to let Sarge know that he's not being replaced. So he started hopping up on the bed and snoozing with me again at night, or if I take a nap. He's feeling better now, like he's not going to be replaced. I'll be right back for pass number 3 against the grain. As far as this razor goes, I want to make sure I got it tightened down there. Yeah, 3-piece razor, by the way. I suppose it's possible that this razor is just so well made, so well manufactured that as long as the blade one uses is not too terribly sharp, that maybe a person ends up getting what I am getting right now, a comfortable shave. Almost strangely comfortable right now. I figured maybe this is some other kind of Muhle razor, but they said it was an R41, the vendor selling it, and there's no marking on here other than the name Muhle, and I don't have the box it came came in, assuming it came in a box. Yeah, there's no box involved. I can't believe I used to throw not for very long, but for a minute, I threw boxes away that razors came in and other stuff. Now now I keep the boxes. Okay, let me rinse the razor. Funny, maybe it's because I had 3 days worth of growth, but the shave started out feeling tuggy, and then it's become like strangely comfortable. And I know I'm going over some spots 2 or 3 times. Some people say it's just supposed to be one smooth movement, you know, one swipe, and other people I've seen shave just, you know, a little bit at a time. I do both sometimes, depending on what part of my face it is. Like right over here, I can do a smooth pass, but I also feel like I gotta kind of do it in choppy little strokes. And then I think there's even some razors and blades that it's better to use choppy strokes, and others that just mow right through everything one way or another, and you can do, you know, just some smooth passes and be done, or some smooth swipes and be done with the first, and then the second, and then the third pass, and then pickups or touch-ups. Okay, rinse time again. It's been kind of strange, and maybe even, well, and even a little bit stressful having 2 cats around the house. Sarge is so mellow, and Minnie, although she's not a psychopath, she's, I don't know how to put it, a little bit more touchy, I guess. And pardon me, I know it's going to sound very sexist, but it's only men, I think, that watch my channel. My apologies if there's some ladies that watch this, but yeah, it's going to sound sexist, but I periodically, at least, got Sarge to quit howling at Minnie, but Minnie will howl at Sarge, and I'll just look at Sarge and shake my head and say, "Women, what are you going to do?" You know? Okay, I'm not gonna push it too much, going against the grain above my upper lip. That's plenty. I'll be right back for pickups. Well, I'm trying to get Sarge up here, so I may have to hold him differently so you can see his face. Hi, Sarge. What time is it, Sarge? It's pickup time, Sarge. Now I know you want to. Hey, what are you so jumpy for? Is it because of Minnie? It's pickup time, Sarge. You couldn't show more enthusiasm, could you? All right, buddy. You want back out? You want back out? Okay. Pickup time. Whatever this is, it's a rather efficient razor. I think if I had dared to use a feather blade or even some other blades, maybe a shark, or some blades that are maybe not as sharp as a feather, but are still, in my experience, and I'm sorry, I was off camera. I don't know if you could even see that I was shaving. I was standing like way over here. But anyway, if I'd want a sharper blade, might not be a good idea in this razor. It probably is what the vendor said it is. I don't know if I can tell without some like miniature calipers or whatever to measure the blade gap. And this handle, well, it's evidently a Muhle handle. It says Muhle on it. I'm probably being paranoid, thinking about that one time that I should have been able to tell if I'd looked closer at the picture that what I was getting in the mail from a different eBay vendor was not a Parker variant. I couldn't tell for sure. I was still a little bit new to wet shaving then. To traditional classic wet shaving. And well, anyway, let me rinse the razor. I'm going to go over my neck one more time. Shame on me for smoking so much earlier. And I was just enjoying the day because the first really warm day in a long time. It was supposed to have gotten up to 80 something, which, hey, I was all for that. I unreeled the hose and watered the garden really well. I bought a reel for the hose, the kind that is on it's on a cart with wheels. It's not the kind that is meant to be stationary, and that's really handy for me to be able to wheel that thing around. And yeah, boy, this is nice. Just a couple of little things, folks. A couple of little things. Let's see. Now I'm kind of just trying to gild the lily here. Because it seems like I can always find something. Well, for all practical purposes, this is a BBS shave. And I didn't butcher myself. In fact, no weepers that I can see. I'll be right back. Here he is. You know him, you love him, you can't live without him. It's our good friend, Mr. Towel. Oh, nice, nice, nice. I am hearing a little bit of audio feedback right there. A little bit on this side. Yeah, usually if I'm going to hear any audio feedback, it'll be on my neck, but I'm not gonna tempt fate. I'm still saying this is a BBS shave. It might not be the upper tier of a BBS shave. It seems better than a DFS, a darn fine shave, as I like to say, and better than just presentable. Nice shave. It feels good. It feels good. I'm going to put Mr. Towel back where he goes, and I'll reach over here. Well, first of all, I'm going to do a brief recap, then I'll put the finishing touches on the shave. Pre-shave was the Taylor of Old Bond Street Chamomile Shave Oil. Very nice. The razor was a 3-piece non-adjustable Muhle R41. In there on its first use was a new old stock Gillette Thin blade. My shaving cream was this lighter shaving cream, L-I-D-E-R, very nice. And my bowl was the Stirling collapsible shaving bowl. And my brush was this, the RazoRock 400 synthetic. I should have mentioned at the beginning, synthetic brush. You might be able to see where it says RazoRock 400 there. Okay, now I'm going to reach over here. I had to get a new one of these, although there were probably more. My other bottle of this, which was near the bottom, I used quite a bit on my previous shave because, well, I thought there was just a little bit in the bottle. There was probably enough for 3 or 4 more shaves. But I guess I was anxious to get on to the new bottle too. Very nice. This is Thayers Lavender Witch Hazel, by the way. I'm kind of... I forgot, or did I mention that? No, I don't think I might have shown it, and I don't even know if I showed it to you. That's it. Thayers Lavender Witch Hazel, and yeah, I used a lot on my last shave because I was emptying out that other bottle. That may not sound frugal, since there was probably enough in the old bottle for 3 or 4 more shaves, but sometimes a person can be too frugal in life, and there's such a thing as stepping over dollars to pick up dimes, if you know what I mean. Now I'm going to put on some of the, something I've not used yet. I sniffed it. It smells nice. The matching classic lighter, it says Eau de Cologne is what it says. I was just saying it was aftershave, but this says Eau de Cologne. I wonder if they have an Eau de Cologne and an aftershave now. Because I think Wars, W-A-R-S, I think they have like an aftershave and a cologne that come in similar bottles. Let me get some of this going in my hand here. I wish that bottle had a slightly narrower restrictor because it would be a little bit easier to accidentally spill a bunch. Oh, that's lovely. A little bit of sting, but not too much. Oh, I like that, yeah. Yeah, a stronger scent than the shaving cream, but very nice. There's that again, the lighter. And it says Eau de Cologne. I thought it was aftershave, but it says Eau de Cologne. Very nice, and can be used obviously as an aftershave. I'm going to finish up with the L'Oreal Men Expert Hydra Sensitive Soothing Aftershave Balm. 0% alcohol, and it says it's designed for sensitive skin, and it has birch sap in it. So this is what we're finishing up with. I have to do a little bit of editing here on the video because I might be I'm over time, but that's without having edited yet. Oh yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I've used this before, but it seems to go perfectly with like your green creams and soaps and aftershaves, the green ones that are not menthol and eucalyptus, if that makes any sense. It would go well with, if you've used anything green palm olive or the Barbasol green, what's that called, the brisk or whatever. Because I don't think they make the blue one anymore. But that's another thing. Anyway, yeah, let me show you that one more time. I got to get out of here, folks. So, peace, love, and purple unicorns and all that on behalf of myself, Sarge the Cat, Minnie the Cat, and who you haven't seen yet, and Mr. Towel, peace out.